Go.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an extra special edition of the Wrestling Forum. Tonight we preview Evolution, the all-women's pay-per-view. I'm your hostess, the Twisted Angel herself, Dee Dee Woodson, with my panel of special guests, the host of Ridiculously Raw and good brother Anthony Florio, the host of the Cerebral Smack Talk, and our Viper, Michael Fletcher, our resident phenom and vice president of the Rhode Island Yes Movement, Michael Bullock, and the Grand Poobah and executive producer of the Wrestling Forum, the Pipe Bomb, Derek Ferreira. Tonight, like I said, we're going to preview Evolution. It's from Uniondale, New York, tomorrow night at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum. And our first match up is the 6-woman tag with Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Natalya versus the Riot Squad. For me, I kind of like what I've been seeing from the Riot Squad, so I'm going to go with the Riot Squad winning. This has been a pretty good feud that I've seen so far, so Anthony, I'm going to pass it off to you.
All right, thank you very much, Dee Dee Woodson. And yes, hello, friends. Welcome to this very special edition of the Wrestling Forum right here on the Tone 25 as we preview Evolution. We are waiting on our other special guest panelist, Elizabeth Decker. We don't know what's going on with her. I've sent her numerous invites and we've sent her messages, and we're just hopeful that she will join us because she knows the show is tonight. I talked to her earlier, so we'll have to wait and see what's going on with that. So praying in the Lord's name that she'll make it. So that's all there is to say on that. So yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, I really wish that WWE could have told a coherent story with Sasha and Bayley so that they could have a singles match on this show. They really do deserve it, and it would have been a quality addition to this card. But instead, we get this 6-woman tag, which does have some history besides the past few weeks. The Riot Squad have had issues with Banks and Bayley on and off for some time, and also attacked Natalya and dragged her to the ring to interrupt the Ronda Rousey Open Challenge. The match will likely be fine, and most things point to a babyface win, but the Riot Squad are in desperate need of a win here as a unit on a big show following recent losses to the Bella Twins and Ronda Rousey. They aren't much of a squad if they keep losing so much. So my gut's telling me to go with the faces here, but for me, I have to go with the Riot Squad. I have to agree with you, Didi, on this one. So there's really nothing more to say on this. So let's bring in good old MF Michael Fletcher and let's get his thoughts on the 6-woman tag.
Yes, indeed. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And for the most part, I gotta say that I'm honored to be here. This is such a historic evening for all of us here in the Wrestling Forum. This is history as being made right now. So, first off, like you said, I totally agree with what you guys have been saying right now. The Riot Squad needs the big victory. They kind of did get a little bit of some momentum, as you may know, on Monday night, where Ruby Riott beat Sasha Banks one-on-one in a match in Providence. A nice little appetizer to the fight that's going to be going down in Long Island tomorrow night. And the real scale of it is that, yes, the Riot Squad had a bad loss at the Super Showdown in Melbourne, Australia, after they literally got crushed by Ronda Rousey and the Bella Twins. And now, in turn to this big show, the first ever women's all pay-per-view event, it would be a nice win. Ruby Riott, without a doubt, is the class of the trio. Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan, they're good but not great. Of course, you got well-established superstars, Natalya, Sasha, and Bayley, all former champions in their own rights. But I really think, like Anthony said, the Riot Squad is really the team that needs the victory more than anything else. I think Natalya could be the one to take the fall here, which, look, no disrespect to her, she is great. She's amazing. She's done a lot in her career. But like we said, the Riot Squad needs this win. They don't necessarily have to have it. They need it. More importantly, Ruby Riott needs this win because she might be the heir apparent sometime down the line, sometime in the near future, where I truly believe she could become a major player in WWE. So I think the Riot Squad wins it. I think Ruby will get the fall on Natalia for the 1, 2, 3. I'm dumping this off to Michael Bullock. So Bullock, it's all yours, my brother. Give me your thoughts on the 6-woman tag.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, this is, well, first off, I mean, I'm honored to be part of this this historic occasion. I mean, to be previewing the all women's pay-per-view. I mean, this is definitely a historic occasion, one I'm proud to be with all you guys for. But, and I'm getting to this, I mean, basically, I agree with everything you guys have said. I mean, and the Riot Squad, I mean, they basically need this more than Natalia, Sasha Banks, and Bailey, because it seems like I mean, nothing's been going right for them. I mean, Ruby Riott did get the win Monday night in Providence, giving them some momentum, and I agree. I think the momentum's going to continue. The Riot Squad's finally going to get a big-time win on a pay-per-view. So, yes, so give me the Riot Squad to win this one. So, that being said, Imperial Grand Poobah, Derek Ferreira, come on in. What are your thoughts on this six-woman tag team?
Yeah, I'm so honored to be here tonight with all of the. This is a historical weekend, so to say, in terms of women's wrestling and how women's wrestling is now a movement over here in the world of professional wrestling. So, I'll just say it like this. Hold on, my notes. Let me pull out my notes over here, and I'm gonna make a prediction over here when it comes to time limit of this match. So there isn't a great deal I can give you to preview, as this is like pretty much completely came off of the bat. I mean, the Riot Squad, they're hot off a few with Ronda Rousey and the Bellers, as Florio said, but maybe this is going to be the moment where Sasha Banks and Bailey have that nuclear meltdown that we've all been waiting for. And I know that's been on the back burner here, but given that the two sides have been feuding forever, something important should go down here. And I'm going to agree with you guys. The Riot Squad's going to win this match. So as far as a match prediction goes, how long this match is going to be, I'm going to say 15 to 20 minutes over here. Yes, you do have 8 matches on the card that we're going to be talking about. And I don't think we're going to get any short matches on this show. So let's just move on to the next match.
Alrighty, the next match we have is the all-women's Battle Royal. And this one's kind of just, I think it was kind of thrown together just to see how many ladies we can get, on the actual card. They've announced 20 to 21 competitors so far, and I'm sure we'll have a lot of surprises the night that tomorrow night when this actually airs. So, Florio, I'm going to let you start this one off.
Okay. Let me see. Well, we have, the current crop of superstars. We have legends in this match as well. You have Tori Wilson. You have Asuka. You have Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Absolution, Lana, Carmella, Naomi, the Iconics, Ember Moon, Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, Alicia Fox, Zelina Vega, and Tamina. And of course, we have the past divas, like I said, Tori Wilson. You also have Michelle McCool in there. You got the Hall of Famers, Ivory and Medusa, or Alundra Blaze, or whatever they want to call her, Molly Holly, Maria Kanellis, and Kelly Kelly. So this is how I really see it. Naomi won the WrestleMania Battle Royal, which led to nothing. while Asuka won the Women's Royal Rumble, yet failed to win the SmackDown Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair at Mania. If Becky Lynch remains the SmackDown Women's Champion, she'll need babyface challengers since WWE tells us Becky's a heel. And Asuka and Naomi fit the bill since they have nothing to do right now. But that all feels a bit too simple. For me personally, seeing someone like Ember Moon winning this would be really cool for her, but that would probably make her the challenger of the month for Ronda Rousey. It would be awesome as a surprise for someone from NXT like Nikki Cross, who's ready to be called up, getting the win and, as her introduction to the main roster. She would be a completely different challenger to either champion. I don't really see an NXT or an NXT UK woman winning, as that's not really a Vinnie Mac type decision. Nia Jax, another strong possibility. WWE loves her and they've downgraded her for a while, which they often do before a new push. But it almost feels like someone from the past might win this thing. Likely to give Becky Lynch someone new to beat up on. So that might be the play here. I'm going to surprise some people right here and now. I'm going to go with Mrs. Undertaker, Michelle McCool, to win this Battle Royal. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's very tough to call, even though my gut is telling me to go with Ember Moon to win this thing, because I got this feeling about Ember Moon. So one of those two for me, I think, is going to win this thing. So there's really nothing more for me to say on this. So MF, I mean, who comes out of this thing? A Raw woman, a SmackDown woman, someone from the past? Who comes out of this?
Well, Anthony, you also got to remember, if an NXT girl or an NXT individual, if they win, they automatically fight for the NXT women's title. That doesn't necessarily mean they're the next in line on SmackDown or Raw. It doesn't necessarily have to be a main call-up. If an NXT girl wins, they automatically fight for the NXT women's title. So for me, the best way I see it is, I think you were absolutely right. I think you were going in the right direction when you yelled out Nikki Cross's name, because something tells me that I think Nikki's going to win this. And I think she's going to stun the world. And no, it's not because it's going to be a main roster call-up. I don't think it's going to be. But I think she's the next in line to be the NXT Women's Champion. So for me, I'm actually going to go with what you just said. I'm going to go with Nikki Cross to win the Battle Royale, because remember, whoever is the winner of that Battle Royale gets an opportunity at their respective women's title down the line. So for me, I think Nikki wins it. I think the next event is NXT TakeOver, which is during Survivor Series weekend. And from there, she gets the shot at the NXT women's title. And in my opinion, will become the next NXT women's champion. So I'm laying the groundwork right now for that. I think Nikki Cross is not ready for the main call-up until after WrestleMania at that night at the Barclays in New York. I think that's when you'll get the call-up from her. But until then, she's going to probably end up becoming the next heir apparent to the NXT women's crown. So for me and me alone, that's where I'm going to go. Nikki Cross winning the Battle Royale and getting the opportunity to become the NXT Women's Champion. Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Yeah, I mean, this is tough. I mean, Florio shocked us with Michelle McCool that he thinks he's gonna win, and Fletch is going with Nikki Cross. I mean, there's so many names here, but I mean, this is only my prediction here, but I'm actually gonna go with Ember Moon winning it, because I mean, I just think she is the better talent. I mean, she's got the moves to survive something like this, and I think she would make a good future shot for the Raw Women's title. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Ember Moon to win this one. So Derek Ferreira, I mean, who are you going with? I mean, so many names, so many choices.
This is one of the most difficult matches of the night over here. I mean, there's so many choices. I've read a dirt sheet, well, a preview, saying that Zelina Vega could actually win this match, which I disagree with. I mean, the obvious choice would be Asuka. Yes, the first ever Women's Royal Rumble winner, but I think WWE is going to go with someone new. Florio had mentioned about Michelle McCool winning this match. I mean, it would be a huge shock if that ever happened. But here's the thing, and this is going to be my final four. It's going to be Ember Moon, Tamina Snuka, Asuka, and Nia Jax. Obviously, Nia Jax is going to eliminate Tamina Snuka. I'm going to say Nia Jax eliminates Asuka, and then Ember Moon eliminates Nia Jax. And here's what I think is going to happen when it comes to storyline. And get this. Ember Moon wins the match. And then Nia Jax gets upset about, that she lost the match. And I think we're going to see Nia Jax turn heel. And we're going to see an Ember Moon, Nia Jax, kind of a mini feud going around. And so I'm going to go with Ember Moon as my prediction. And I think this match is going to last 25 to 30 minutes. You're going to get some cool spots here. And I think WWE is going to try to showcase everyone involved. So, Didi, it is all yours.
Yeah, I agree. This is a very tough match to decide, but of course, most battle royals are. I think I made the point Tuesday with the Iconics is you can only have one winner, so there's no way that the two of them could come out on top as a team. They would be the better fit for a ladies tag team type match. As far as who I think is going to win, I mean, there's just so many possibilities. I mean, if it's NXT, I would go with Nikki Cross. But out of what we have listed that's been named, I probably would go with the Amber Moon as well. She seems like she's ready to step up for that challenge, and she is one of the stronger talents that Raw has to offer. So yeah, that would probably be my picks for the Battle Royal. So moving right along, now we have the I guess you could call it the Dream Tag Team match, because you have Team Besties, which is Trish and Lita versus Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. And I have not heard confirmation that Alexa is in or out of this match.
I actually heard something, Dee. I think she's out of the match.
Okay, yeah, I know she had the.
But she's gonna be in the corner of Alicia Fox and Mickie James.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I knew she had the concussion, so I wasn't sure if she's going to be in it or not. But yeah, after them having Foxy out there on Raw for that segment, I'm pretty sure it's going to be her that would be filling in. The build up for this has been really well done, I think. Especially the last segment that we had on Raw, where they attacked during the interview. That basically turned what was scheduled as two single head-to-heads into a tag team type match. So this pairing, is going to be, I think, very interesting to see how this is going to come out. So Fletch, I'm going to toss this over to you and let you start us off.
Sure, absolutely. Going into this, I told you guys that this was gonna possibly been the golden moment for Alexa Bliss. I've been saying it for a while now that they're gonna try to make her the heir apparent, that they were gonna try to make her the next big thing in WWE, much to the chagrin of Michael Bullock and Dee Dee Woodson. We all know how notorious they've been about how they dislike Alexa, where Anthony Florio, myself, and I think even Derek Ferreira, I think we all have disagreed with our fellow panelists. But unfortunately, it was one of those things that happened, and I kind of had to say that at the end of the day, this was going to be a very interesting matchup, a very interesting situation. And for me personally, I thought this was going to be a great matchup and a great battle. And with Alexa getting knocked out and possibly a no-go, bad situation all the way around. It stinks. It sucks. But there's nothing we can do about it. Now my attention shifts. And now I believe that it will be Team Bestie or Team Best for or Team Besties for Business. Lita and Trish Stratus, they're gonna get the win here. They're gonna win the match. There's no doubt in my mind that they're gonna win. With Alicia Fox now added to this fight, there's no doubt, at least for me, that I believe that it's going to end up where either Trish or Lita's going to get the win, and unfortunately, Alicia Fox is going to be the one to take the fall here in the match. So at the end of the day, I'm going to go with Lita and Trish to win it. Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Yeah, well, the thing is, let's not forget the wild card in this match, Alexa Bliss. I mean, yeah, she's got the concussion, but she's not afraid to stick her nose in the match. I mean, that could be the key here, but I just don't see it being enough here. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Team Bestie to win this, Trish and Lita to win it. So yeah, I mean, there's really nothing more that needs to be said. So Derek Ferreira, I give it to you.
Yeah. Actually, when it comes to this match, originally we were supposed to have two singles matches between Stratus versus Bliss and Lita versus Mickie James. Mike Johnson from PW Insider actually reported this, and I believe this was reported over the weekend, that there are plans ahead for Trish Stratus and Lita. So think about that for a moment. I'm not ruling out any single matches between those two, especially with Survivor Series next month. Think about that for a moment. So basically, when Mike Johnson does his review tomorrow night, which I'll be listening to, I'm going to find out what those plans are. So here's a little investigative reporting for you on that. Yes, I mean, you got Trish and Lita teaming together, and think about it for a moment. You can't even mention this. Trish Stratus and Mickie James have had a history in the Ruthless Aggression era, dating back to 2005, WrestleMania 22, when Mickie James defeated Trish Stratus for the women's title. And so when it comes to my prediction, I mean, yeah, these ladies have afforded some time on Raw to build this rivalry, and this match is not screaming classic for me. I think more like a 3.5-star match, if I'm going to be honest. These two, honestly, they should be like pot timers in that women's division. And, we saw it at the Royal Rumble this past year when they were in the Royal Rumble. Alexa Bliss, I think, will try to do some shenanigans in this match. But like I said, I don't think it's one and done for Trish and Lita based on that report from Mike Johnson. It's going to be Trish and Lita winning this match. 15 to 20 minutes. I think that's what's going to be the time limit for this match. If they go 10 minutes, then it'll be disappointing on my end, but I'm thinking right now 15 to 20 minutes. So, Dee Woodson, it's all yours.
Yeah, I don't see this going super long. It could be a pretty entertaining match, but I don't see it being like the match of the night quality. Yeah, Alexa being at ringside, that will cause a stir in the waters. Yeah, there is a great history between Mickey and Trish, and it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out in this as well. But I'm going to go with Trish and Lita for the win on this one. So, Flory, I'm going to toss it over to you.
Yeah. I before we move on, I don't think Elizabeth Decker is going to be joining us this evening, guys. I'm sorry to say, because of the messages that I've been getting. But damn shame. I mean, we were really looking forward to having her on with us tonight. But it is what it is. So, all right. But as they say, the show will and must go on, and that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, yes, as Derek mentioned, this was originally announced as Lita and Mickie James one-on-one, Trish Stratus and Alexa Bliss one-on-one. But on the October 8th Monday Night Raw, it was changed to the tag match. I mean, according to reports, the plan was always reportedly for it to be a tag match, and WWE only announced Trish and Alexa to, for ticket sales, to boost the ticket sales, since they did not want to announce the Ronda Rousey-Nikki Bella match until they shot the angle for it. Who knows if that's true or not, but it does sound like something WWE would do. There are also reports that Trish and Lita didn't want singles matches and wanted a team on the show. Again, who knows the real story? But we have to say that, I got to say, I think the change to a tag match was a smart call and a welcome change. It allows Lita and Trish to play the hits for both of them to renew rivalries with Mickie but Trish and Lita, we all know that they were gonna win either way. I mean, it didn't matter if it was Alexa and Mickie or now, and especially now that it's gonna be Foxy and Mickie. I mean, that's another shame. I mean, honestly, but Lita and Trish will take this one, to give the fans that feel good moment. Likely, going over Foxy there to set up more rumored tags with Lita and Trish on big shows. But we should have known this was coming because you remember at Raw, guys. You remember that we saw that backstage angle. We saw the backstage angle. Trish and Lita being interviewed by Charlie Caruso, and then Mickie and Alicia attacked Trish and Lita, and we didn't see Alexa, and that's when we started to believe something was up. But nonetheless, I agree. Trish and Lita will win. Fox will eat the fall here. So really nothing more to say. Let's just move on to our next match, Dee.
All right, and our next match is actually the finals for the 2008 Mae Young Classic Tournament, where we have. Okay, Anthony, I'm going to let you say it because I forgot how to say it.
Io Shirai.
Yes, Io Shirai and Toni Storm in the final match. So, Bullock, it's all yours.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I mean, I haven't really had a chance to follow the Mae Young Classic, but the thing is, I think this could be a good match between these two to find out who is going to take home be the champion of the Mae Young Classic, the second year of it. So for me, I'm going to take a chance here, and I'm going to say Toni Storm is going to walk out as your Mae Young Classic champion. So, yeah, so nothing more to say. Derek Ferreira, I give it to you.
All right. Time to go professor mode when it comes to independent wrestling, Japanese independent wrestling. And these two, Io Shirai and Toni Storm, they're familiar with each other. There's a women's wrestling promotion in Japan called Stardom. And Io Shirai and Tony Storm have been. Hold on just a sec. Getting distracted by what's happening on my TV right now with the World Series. So, anyways, Io Shirai and Tony Storm have met 4 times in Stardom promotion. The first time was May 21st, 2016 for the SWA World Championship in Barcelona, Spain. And Io Shirai won that match to become the champion. This was the finals of a 9-woman tournament. And then 64 days later, Tony Storm, July 24th, in Osaka, Japan, defeated Io Shirai for that title. And then there were 2 other matches that they had. Both ended in draws. I'm assuming they were climax tournaments because that's what they do in Japan. If you're familiar with New Japan Pro Wrestling, anytime they do those tournaments, if there's a draw, it's like a 30-minute draw. One of the matches was a 30-minute draw. The other one was a 15-minute draw. And get this, Tony Storm is the longest reigning SWA World Champion in that promotion. She held that title for 612 days. She actually lost it this past year to a Viper down in Tokyo, Japan. So when it comes to this promotion, let me just say it like this. Io Shirai she's basically a GOAT in that promotion, or was a GOAT in that promotion. She held numerous titles. I mean, I would like to get into it more, but, it's a long, we don't have all night to do it. So, my prediction here for this match, Tony Storm's going to get the win. I agree with Mike Bullock. She's going to be a big player in that NXT UK brand. Both of these women, they've been tearing the house down in the Mae Young Classic. And the match here, based on the history, if this goes, I'm thinking right now, WWE, since they like to screw things up and they don't like to go into like history, I'm thinking this is going to be a 10-15 minute match. But if I was a booker and I was in WWE Creative, let me just say, these women, I have them go 25-30 minutes. I haven't seen their matches in Stardom. I know they're on YouTube. I was going to check them out last night, but for obvious reasons, I didn't. And I probably won't tonight. So Tony Storm's going to win this. Didi Woodson, it's all yours.
Yeah, I haven't been able to follow the Mae Young Classic too much due to a lot of issues at home right now, but I'm going to agree with you guys, and I'm going to say that Tony Storm's going to walk away with it. I know she's in the NXT UK, so this would be a big push for her over there. So, Florio, I'm going to toss it over to you.
All right, now Derek went into Professor mode. Well, I'm going to go into Professor mode as far as the road to the finals for both ladies, starting with Tony Storm. Tony Storm in the first round defeated Ginny out of England, pinned her in 7 minutes and 8 seconds, and then in the second round defeated Hiroyo Matsumoto of Japan, 9 minutes and 17 second pinfall victory. And then in the following round, the quarterfinal round, she knocked off someone we're all very familiar with, Mia Yim, who we all best know as Jade from TNA. She pinned her 8 minutes and 25 seconds. And then in the semifinals, defeated Japanese legend Miko Satomura, another pinfall victory, 13 minutes and 5 seconds. I have yet to see the semifinal matches. I've been so busy with my work commitments and all that. I am gonna check it out after we wrap up here, sometime after. But from what I heard they had the match of the tournament, and I cannot wait to see how that bout turned out. Now, as for Io Shirai in the first round defeated Xia Brookside, the daughter of Robbie Brookside. You know, I don't know much about Robbie Brookside, but I do know, I'm sure MF and Derek know a lot about him. His young daughter went up against Io Shirai, and Io Shirai beat her in 3 minutes and 16 seconds. Another England product. And then the second round, she defeated Zushi out of Mexico, 6 minutes and 6 seconds. That was in the second round. And the quarterfinals, she defeated, here's someone we know very well from the independent scene, Deonna Purrazzo. We all know her out of right here in the States. 8 minutes, 44 seconds. Very good match. I saw that one. That was a really good bout against Purrazzo. And then in the semifinals, she defeated Australia's Rhea Ripley, knocked her off in 12 minutes and 52 seconds, setting up this Storm and Shirai final. I mean, it comes to a close as Toni Storm battles Io Shirai in what I think has the makings to be one hell of a final. They're both signed to WWE and are probably the best choice for this final bout. Io Shirai is one of, if not the best women in the world, while Toni Storm is an absolute rock star. And if WWE fails to make her a big star, I would consider that a great failure. They're both great. They faced off before in both singles and tag matches, as Derek alluded to. And on top of that, they both have historically stepped up in big matches. And this is a huge match for both. I really doubt that WWE will go with back-to-back Japanese winners because, you know, Io Shirai's best friend, as you know, Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane is actually Io Shirai's best friend in real life. So, you know, Kairi Sane won it last year, and I don't think they do the back-to-back Japanese route here. So Toni Storm, I think, is the one that WWE sees as a star in the making, and I could not agree with that more. So there's no doubt about it. Toni Storm, she will be your winner of the 2018 Mae Young Classic. So there's nothing more to say on this. MF, I mean, you've been preaching about Toni Storm. You've been high on her all along. I'll be surprised if you go against her now.
Yeah, no, and the reason why was because of her great run in last year's Mae Young Classic. A lot of people thought she could have won it all and came so close, only to get knocked out right towards the end. I think semifinal she got knocked out, and when they announced the 32 women for this year's Mae Young Classic and that she was in it, a lot of people felt that she was an instant favorite, and I also believe she was an instant favorite going into it. So, of course, there's been a lot of well-established women in this tournament, but Toni Storm has been ripping right through, going right through it as well. And I really think that Shirai will make this a really good, entertaining final, to say the very least. It's going to be a great matchup, great battle, at least 20 minutes long, I believe. But when it's all said and done, you know, a lot of people thought Toni Storm probably would have, if she didn't have this great run in the Mae Young Classic, many people thought she would probably become maybe the first ever NXT UK Women's Champion. And she, who knows, she might be the NXT Women's Champion sometime down the line, but we'll see. But the one title she will get, winner of the 2018 Mae Young Classic. I do believe that is true. I'm going to call it, and I'm with you on this one. Toni Storm wins the tournament tomorrow night in Uniondale, Long Island, New York. She makes history and becomes the second Mae Young Classic winner. Nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, back to you, my dear. Oh.
Okay. Okay, so we got 3 more to go, and they're all 3 championship matches. This one's for the NXT Women's Championship, where we have the champion, Kairi Sane, versus the challenger and former champion, Shayna Baszler. And as we all know, back on September 26th is when they had a face-to-face, and that's when Zane informed Blazer that we're going to have this match here at Evolution. So, Derek, I'm going to toss this over to you and let you start us off.
Okay, so we talked about the Mae Young Classic over here, and we get the rematch from the inaugural Mae Young Classic, or whatever you like to call it, from NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Shayna Baszler against Kairi Sane. We all know about their story history. Kairi Sane, we all know last year, the inaugural winner of the Mae Young Classic. And then Shayna Baszler defeated Kairi Sane on NXT television. They made it 1-for-1. And then we saw what happened in Brooklyn at SummerSlam weekend when Kairi Sane won the match. So I don't think anything needs to be said here about the quality of the match. I think it's going to be a 15-minute match. I've always liked the first match that they had, and that was the Mae Young Classic, because those two put everything in their power to really prove like they want to become, the winner of that inaugural tournament. But this match here, I've had some people tell me Shayna Baszler winning. I mean, I like the idea of Shayna Baszler winning this match. Basically, here's a booking idea that I have. We talked about Toni Storm winning. Toni Storm could be a big player, like I said, in NXT UK. There's actually a match. They haven't announced it, but I doubt this is going to be more like a top fight of the night. Could be the worst fight of the night. The NXT UK Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. I kind of see her and Toni Storm going at it for that title. And then you would have Io Shirai going up against Shayna Baszler at NXT TakeOver War Games. And also the fact that you're going to have the other 4 horsewomen there as well. And it makes sense to have Shayna Baszler win that match. However, I think Kairi Sane's going to win the match because I feel like there are a lot of other heel women making their way towards that title right now in NXT. And you have, like, not to mention, Bianca Belair. Who else? I mean, like, so many women's wrestlers in that division that are in NXT that are going to be heels. Give them the chance to work with Kairi Sane. So 15 minutes, and I got Kairi Sane winning that match. So, Didi, it's yours.
Yeah, this has been, I think, a very good rivalry. As you said, it's extended all the way back to the first Mae Young Classic. These two ladies, they know how to bring it, and as we know, NXT is, out of the 3 brands, is a very strong brand, because when you look at the pay-per-views, usually their pay-per-views are even better than the main card pay-per-views. So I see these two ladies, really, for what it's worth, bringing, the NXT type style out in this particular match. I'm going to also agree that I think Kairi Sane's going to actually come away with the win on this, and we'll start seeing some new feuds start to build up in NXT. And who knows, this could be a chance. Shayna could be on her way up to the main card as well. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see how this plays out. So, Florio, I'm going to toss it over to you.
Yeah. Kairi Sane, as we all know, defeated Shayna Baszler to win the inaugural Mae Young Classic last year, which was just the start of their feud. They both arrived in NXT, but it was Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades, who found success first. winning the NXT Women's Championship from Ember Moon. I believe that was WrestleMania weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Baszler slowly but surely turned into a tremendous bully heel, running through the roster and even getting revenge on Kairi Sane with a win on NXT TV, as Derek mentioned. Sane, as we know, would climb back up the ranks and earn a title shot against Baszler in Brooklyn. Oddly enough, it was Baszler's badgering of Sane, claiming that she had evolved while Sane lacked the killer instinct to beat the new Baszler. But it was Kairi Sane who won the NXT Women's Championship, ending Shayna Baszler's run at 133 days. They now face off again, this time with Sane defending and looking for a third win to finally put this feud behind her and so that she can move on to a new challenge. Maybe Toni Storm or Io or her best friend Io Shirai. That would be interesting to see two best friends going at it, and Kairi Sane and Io Shirai, if Shirai should win the Mae Young Classic, which, let's be realistic, it is a possibility. But as Baszler, as we all know, I think she's potentially main roster bound. And who knows, maybe her other 4 horsewomen sisterhood, Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir, maybe they get involved. I don't know. But I think this has the potential to be one of the best matches on the card if they can recreate the magic from the last match in Brooklyn. So I do agree. Kairi Sane, the winner, and still the NXT Women's Champion. Nothing more to say on that. So MF, let's get your thoughts on this NXT Women's title match in the latest chapter of Sane and Baszler.
Yeah, this is going to be a great matchup. They've torn the house down not once but twice. The finals of the Mae Young Classic, amazing. The NXT Takeover Brooklyn battle, that was also an amazing fight, to say the very least. And now all of a sudden, here we go again, with these two ladies going at it with the title on the line. And no doubt about it, I think Kairi Sane, without a doubt, is one of the best right now in NXT. I think she'll successfully defend the title. I think she'll beat Shayna Baszler, and from there we will wait and see. Obviously, you could say you could say that the next person in line or the next challenger could indeed be Toni Storm, or it could be whoever wins the Mae Young Classic, or it could be Nikki Cross. You don't know. I think a lot of people would probably want to see Nikki get the shot at the title next. So we'll wait and see. One thing's for sure, it's going to be an interesting battle. But like I said, I think the Pirate Princess herself, Kairi Sane, will some way, somehow successfully defend the title and win it. So other than that, Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Yeah, this should be a good match. I mean, could it top the match they had at NXT Takeover Brooklyn? I mean, it's a possibility, but I mean, some would say like maybe Shayna Baszler would be the right fit to be once again the NXT Women's Champion, but I think we can all agree she is main roster bound, and if that's the case, then I think the easy choice is you have to go with Kairi Sane to win this and retain the NXT Championship. I mean, yeah. I mean, could we get some interference from the members of the 4 horsewomen, or maybe even Io Shirai helping Kairi Sane? We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with Kairi Sane to win and retain the NXT championship. And a quick little update: Sox and Dodgers tied at 4 going to the 9th, so we could be in for another classic. So Dee Woodson, let's move right along to the second for the second of our 3 title matches on this historic night.
That we are. This is our SmackDown main event for Evolution, where we have the last woman standing match, which is another first that we have coming up here in this all women's pay-per-view, which is historic in its own right, where we have the 2 former best friends, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, going at it again. for the SmackDown Women's Championship. This has been one heck of a feud. I mean, they've gone very personal with this, and they've taken this to all new heights. The fans, of course, are not really booing Becky. They're pretty much kind of standing behind her, even though she is the heel type character here. It seems like it's more the fans are wanting Charlotte to go heel over Becky, and that's not really happening. So, for me, I think Becky's going to actually retain this title, but we won't really know if that's true or not until tomorrow night. But I see her actually walking away with this in the end, and this being one of the top matches of the night. So, Floyo, I'm going to toss this over to you now.
Yes, indeed. And without a doubt, this to me, I believe in my heart of hearts, is going to steal the show. My honest opinion, this honestly should be the main event of the show, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. This coming from a Raw guy, go figure. I'm putting over a SmackDown Live match to be the main event. But nonetheless,
and Danica's situation gets more and more dire. Eventually, her pleading works, and Jeff goes for the key.
Yes. So as I was saying, let's see here. This last woman standing match, I mean, in all the hoopla to claim historical events, WWE conveniently forgot and ignored their own history, calling this the first ever last woman standing match. Not true. Nikki Cross and Asuka, do we all remember that from last year? But nonetheless, I have really enjoyed this feud. And while Charlotte is not getting the big babyface reactions the company wanted, a la Roman Reigns, that was until Monday night, I think she's played her role well and has worked hard to help get her friend over. I mean, Becky has been absolutely spectacular since they turned her heel, delivering in the ring and on the mic, and really feeling like the star that she is. And I know some have not been a fan of how they're running another match. I feel they got here smartly. Becky won the title clean at Hell in a Cell, used the DQ finish to retain at Super Showdown, and then they did the non-finish on SmackDown Live to build to the big stipulation match. But like any last woman or man standing match, I have concerns. I mean, the two know each other well and have had some great matches so far. You have to work the gimmick just right here, because with the lack of near falls, these matches, if not laid out properly, become too tedious with too many knockdown and counting spots that feel like they don't matter. The crowds have been into the feud and matches, especially rooting for Becky, those in the IWC. So if the layout is smart and they continue to work well together, this should be good. On one hand, I really feel that the title goes back to Charlotte here, which I only feel would be done to add to the number of titles she's held and is not needed at this time. There's a lot more on the bone for Becky as champion, and a match like this can see Charlotte lose without pinfall or submission and will not hurt her at all, especially if Becky resorts to nefarious means to get there. And I also feel downgrading Charlotte for now will play into the rumors that we've all heard that she's going to win the second Women's Royal Rumble in January in Arizona, and then we'll move on, we'll move on to go after Ronda Rousey and go back to Monday Night Raw, which would be a beyond welcome addition to our women's roster. But, take it with a grain of salt, as Derek would say, read into it what you will, as I would say. But I think that is what's going to happen. Charlotte, I do believe, is still my pick to win that Women's Royal Rumble, the second Women's Royal Rumble. And then she will move on to face Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania 35, which has also been rumored for a while now. And it's also been rumored that that's going to be the main event of WrestleMania 35. And quite frankly, I would love to see the women get a WrestleMania main event spot. I really would. We all would. But nonetheless, I do have that fear that Charlotte will win, as she is WWE's chosen one, if you will. But to me, Becky Lynch going over and retaining, for me, is the right call here. So I'm going to go with Becky Lynch as the winner and still the SmackDown Women's Champion in what I personally believe is going to steal the show tomorrow night. There's really nothing more to say on this. Now let's go to Mr. SmackDown Live himself, MF. I mean, to me, I would have to say this is far and away the hottest feud on your show right now.
This is the hottest feud in WWE right now. I mean, the fire, the passion, the pure hatred from both women has made this one of the best rivalries we've ever seen in a very, very, very long time. I mean, this is almost Trish and Lita-like rivalry, or even Mickie James and Trish Stratus leading into WrestleMania 22 and how badly that war was turning up. So, without a doubt, this has been a great battle, great war. Who wins? I want Becky Lynch to win. I think we all are in agreement with that. We all want Becky to win the match because we want her to remain the SmackDown Women's Champion, because she has been an amazing champion up to this point. But the problem is, I don't know if if there's any really legitimate contenders outside of Asuka and Naomi when it comes to SmackDown Live, because if they continue to work Becky as the heel, I don't know. I mean, now we got to start thinking in the grand scheme of things. Unless they do a double switch, which is very possible, where Becky and Charlotte turn, where Charlotte gets the heel, Becky is the face at that point, then we can go from there. But we'll have to wait and see. But going into this, I have to say, yeah. I believe when it's all said and done, Becky Lynch will win. Would I be shocked if Charlotte takes the belt home? Absolutely not. I got Becky winning, but keep your eyes peeled on this one. This one could be the best fight of the evening. We'll see. So, Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Yeah, this has definitely been one of the hottest feuds on SmackDown Live. I mean, the verbal jabs between both competitors. I mean, even going there with the rated R superstar Edge, when Becky Lynch said, "Carefully, you don't break your neck going through those ropes," and the fans were cheering it, which is why I continue to say, I mean, we all continue to say, she needs to be a face and not a heel. I mean, the fans love Becky Lynch. They adore her. I mean, and Charlotte is the one that should be the heel, but obviously this is the way WWE wanted to go, so. But yeah, I mean, and I also agree this should have been the main event of the show, but nothing we could do about it, so yeah, there's nothing more to say. And I just got an update now. The Boston Red Sox have just taken the lead in the top of the 9th inning in Game 4 of the World Series. Oh my gosh. Derek Ferreira, it is yours, my friend.
Yeah, I've been watching this game and listening to you guys all night. All right. This is going to sound crazy, but I'm going to give you an estimate time of this match. This is going to be a 45-minute match. As crazy as I just said it right now, well, it's going to get the most time out of anything on the show. And why is that? Because it is the heart and soul of WWE Evolution. But I also think from an in-ring perspective, this is going to steal the show. And I know the WWE plans to have Ric Flair there, of course. He'll be in the house tomorrow night. But I want Becky Lynch to win this match. She is on hell of a roll right now, getting some heat right now, which is, great. That's the heat that I have to describe it. And Charlotte Flair doesn't need the win, but Becky Lynch getting this, it's gonna make her the star of SmackDown. That's where I'm going with this, and let's get to what. Yes, it is the true main event of the evening. We all know, but this match right here that we just talked about should be the main event of the evening. But let's talk about the other main event of the evening, Dee Woodson.
Yeah, I agree. Becky Lynch and Charlotte should be the main event of the evening because it is the hotter feud and everything. But unfortunately, we have the Raw Women's Championship where you have Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella. So you have the 4-time crowning champ against the Diva. This has been a very hot rivalry in the last couple of promos, and I mean, they've both pretty much kind of hit each other below the belt. So it's only fitting that I get to pass our main event off to our Mr. Raw guy, Anthony Florio.
Yes, it is an honor indeed. I mean, okay. This is a match that has been rumored for some time, dating back all the way to a Facebook post that Derek Ferreira posted where he found a supposed leaked card for Evolution. So, but then again, we had been reading numerous dirt sheets about this. But many see Nikki Bella, well, actually, let me go back here. Yes, I mean, this was a match that was rumored and one that none of us were really looking forward to because of the involvement of Nikki Bella. Many see her as a throwback to the era we'd all like to forget, the ho-hum diva era, and someone who gets her chances due to the fact that she's part of Total Bellas and Total Divas, which our show hardcore fans despise. Plus, outside of the attack on Rousey and WWE declaring her a quote-unquote legend, she comes off as undeserving to most, and that is a fair point. WWE, however, has booked the match due to the popularity of both women. Ronda's still the new toy who they want to feature as much as possible in between, social media. The Bellas have something like over 16 million followers on all their social medias combined. And once the match was confirmed, boom, ticket sales go up. Though it does interest some people. Now, at first, I was going to tell you that this match doesn't really interest me in any way because I fear it'll go too long and, commentary will gush over, Nikki being some legit legend and not very good. But Rousey has been great, way beyond expectations so far. And MF informed us at Raw Monday night that the reason why Ronda Rousey's gotten so much better on the mic is because of Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman has been producing her segments as of late. And of course, we all remember that October 15th Monday Night Raw, where Ronda Rousey went there and went after Nikki Bella, saying the only door you ever knocked down was the door to John Cena's bedroom, and then he threw you out of that same door. Woof. And then, of course, Monday in Providence, they had the contract signing, but this time it was Nikki Bella who went there by bringing up Ronda Rousey's mother, as we all know, saying that Ronda's mother would be ashamed of her and all that. But nonetheless, I would love for this to be, a one-sided affair for Ronda Rousey, like we saw with Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam. But with this being positioned as the main event, I highly doubt it. I mean, Ronda will win, but it will likely take way longer than it should and involve shenanigans from Brie Bella and maybe even Natalya. And quite honestly, I rather would have seen Ronda Rousey and Natalya in this spot, to be quite honest. But that didn't happen. They could still do it. Maybe Survivor Series, maybe further down. I don't know. We'll see. But nonetheless, going in, I wasn't happy about this match. I wasn't excited about it. But after the last 2 weeks of in-ring segments, the excitement level has definitely gone up. I'm definitely looking forward to it now, more than I did a few weeks ago. But time for talking's over. Time to square up, folks. And there's only one way this can go. The rowdy one. I have to go with Ronda Rousey as your winner and still the Raw Women's Champion. And without a doubt, definitely looking forward to this. And I think Ronda's on to bigger and better things. I still think she's going to hold the title up until WrestleMania. I think she will go into Mania as the champion. I don't know if she'll lose it, but it's possible. We'll see. But nonetheless, winner and still Raw Women's Champion, Rowdy Ronda Rousey. nothing more to say. MF, I mean, going into this, we really weren't excited about it, but after the last 2 weeks, where Ronda went there and then Nikki went there, as we saw in Providence the other night, I think the excitement level just went up a smidge during this.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. The excitement level really exploded, and it gotten really serious. And I don't know what to say. I mean, this is gonna be a great battle. This is gonna be a great matchup. And it's gonna be a solid main event. And I just was like, this is gonna be it's going to be an interesting dilemma. Now, I have heard rumors that, and now take it for what it's worth, I actually heard a rumor going around that they were thinking of putting the belt on Nikki Bella, pulling the upset that she would do the impossible and knock off Ronda Rousey tomorrow night and win the Raw Women's title. Now, obviously, if that happens, there's going to be a riot in New York. I mean, it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. How is WWE and PR going to deal with that, knowing that Ronda Rousey is far more superior than Nikki Bella, yet Nikki walks out of here with the belt? No. And I even know there's some people, some prediction sites that actually do have Nikki walking out with the title tomorrow night. So, I mean, I believe Ronda will win it. I think she'll keep the belt. I think the fight's gonna be a little more harder than expected, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. But nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I got Ronda Rousey winning this one as well and retaining the Raw Women's title. I mean, you guys pretty much touched on everything, so let's move right along.
Oh, if Nikki Bella wins the title tomorrow night, oh my God. You know how many people are going to cancel their WWE Network subscriptions? There's going to be a lot of people doing it tomorrow. But nevertheless, you got a match which, okay, let me see my time limit for this match over here. Let's see. Well, I have it as a 10 to 15 minute match. I got Ronda Rousey winning here. If they end, like I said, the streak over here, I mean, come on. I mean, it would make the WWE Raw Women's Champion a part-time prop. And with what's going to happen, in 6 days from now with Lesnar and Strowman, if Lesnar, God forbid, if Lesnar wins that match, Raw to me is unwatchable. I mean, who's going to watch Monday Night Raw with two part-time champions? No one. And they're going to continue to fall in the ratings. And here's the thing, too, with this match. I could actually see Shayna Baszler, at the end, you have 4 horsewomen coming out. And here's another prediction. Shayna Baszler turns on Ronda Rousey and gets called up to the main roster. That's it's very possible it could happen. I mean, I've been hearing rumors about that as well. Especially with the fact that, Florio had mentioned about Charlotte and Ronda Rousey for WrestleMania. I've heard rumors that it could be Stephanie McMahon and Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania, and they can go the similar route like what Vince McMahon did in 1999 when the Big Show debuted, how the Big Show was Vince McMahon's enforcer, and Stephanie McMahon would have an enforcer of her own in Shayna Baszler. But I'm going with Ronda Rousey, and I don't know what's next on the docket.
Yeah, I'm definitely going with Ronda Rousey. 'Cause really, I don't even see why Nikki Bella is even up for this title, other than to push the Divas show and the Total Bella show. yeah, I don't see her winning. If she does win, I kind of agree with Derek. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to be very upset with WWE. We're going to probably see a lot of riots on all the social media about it. So, yeah, there's not much more to say about that. So basically, guys, let's see how you guys are estimating the ratings for the pay-per-view. So, Fletch, I'm going to start it off with you.
Meth, are you there?
Fletch, you there?
Did we lose him?
Do you want me to take it for a spin, Dee Dee?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll take it for a spin. Yeah, I think this should be an all right pay-per-view. I mean, I don't think it's going to be anything special, but of course, the matches that I'm really looking forward to, obviously the last woman standing match, the women's tag team with Team Bestie against Alicia Fox and Mickie James. That battle royal. I mean, so I think it could be, I would say around, I'll say 6.5, if I'm going to be quite honest. So, yeah, there's nothing more to say. So Derek, I mean, what are your expectations for this? Do you have it higher than what I just gave it, or you're going to go lower, or do you think this is going to be a show that people are going to be poo-pooing all over?
Oh man, I think it's going to be a good show. I'm thinking 7 out of 10. I mean, if that Becky Lynch and Charlotte match steals the show and it becomes a 5-star classic, it could be even an 8 out of 10. My show stealer is definitely going to be that SmackDown Women's Championship match, but also tomorrow night, you got 2 wrestling shows on as well. So not only is WWE Evolution, of course, is going to be contending with a lot of sports tomorrow night. I mean, Game 5 of the World Series, a Sunday night football game, a rematch of what was the craziest divisional playoff round in the Saints and the Vikings. And then on the wrestling side, you got AAA tomorrow night, which is, it's going to be on Twitch. Their main event, believe it or not, is going to be a hair versus hair match. Dr. Wagner going up against Jeff Jarrett as your main event. Go figure. So some serious implications on that tomorrow. And then you have an Evolve show tomorrow. So I'm going to be doing a lot of flipping when it comes to wrestling tomorrow night. So I'm hopeful that this is an 8 out of 10. Didi, it's all yours.
Yeah, I'm thinking it'll be a 7.5 show. I do agree. I think the rating could go a lot higher if the SmackDown main event here is as good as what we're all estimating, which so far this feud has been. But then again, you also have some, show-stopping moments that we have also throughout the show, but we also have a lot of low points as well. So, depending upon what happens, this could be, a half-decent show. So, Flora, I'm going to toss it over to you.
Yes, indeed. And I'm leaning towards 7.5 to 8. I mean, I just came across this opinion poll, and they asked, "What do they think? What do you folks think is going to be the best fight of the night?" And believe it or not, it was not Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair that actually won it. They actually think that the Mae Young final is going to steal the show. Toni Storm and Io Shirai, and that's a possibility. That could happen. You never know. But according to this opinion poll, 51.42% said that Toni Storm and Io Shirai is going to steal the show. Becky and Charlotte came in second at 28.3%. And rounding out the top 3, hard to believe, Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler at 14.15%. Battle Royal came in at 2.12%. Trish and Lita against Mickey and Alicia at 1.65%. Same for Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella. Worst fight of the night, they said, was going to be the 6-woman tag. I could probably agree with that, 0.71%. So, but nonetheless, the Mae Young final, that's the one I'm really looking forward to, in addition to Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella and the 6-woman tag from Raw. Trish and Lita getting back in there against Mickey and Alicia. The value in that went down quite a bit because Alexa's out. I mean, that's a damn shame, but you know, it is what it is. Injuries are a part of the business, as we all know. The Battle Royal for the women's title match, I don't know about how that will go, but the 3 show stealers, I think, would be the Mae Young final, the SmackDown women's last woman standing, and the NXT women's title. We were supposed to have an NXT UK women's title match on the show with Rhea Ripley defending against Isla Dawn. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen because they just started airing the UK series on the WWE Network, and they have not aired Rhea Ripley winning the title. So that's why they've held off on that. So it is what it is. But nonetheless, I think it's still going to be a great card. I mean, all these matches have potential to deliver. So I'm hoping for 7.5 to 8. I'm hoping for even higher. I'm hoping that this will be one of the best events of the year. So there's really nothing more to say on this. So MF, I don't know if MF is back in yet. I don't know if he stepped out or where he is, but okay, there he is. All right, MF, you wrap it up. What are your overall expectations for tomorrow night?
I'm going to go with 7 to 7.5. I think it's going to be a solid show. I think it's going to be a good show. I think all the women are going to try to do whatever it takes to make this a very successful show. There's really nothing else that can be added that you guys have not added up to this point. So, Dee Woodson, it's your honor to close the show.
All right. Well, that wraps up the special edition of the Wrestling Forum. I want to thank Anthony and Derek and Michael Bullock and Michael Fletcher for joining us tonight for this special edition. I want to thank these 4 gentlemen for giving me the honor to actually host tonight. Because this has been, for me, this was I was very nervous for doing this, but I appreciate the confidence you all have in me to host this tonight and to host tomorrow night. So thank you very much for that. Thank you all for watching tonight, and good night, everyone.